President Donald Trump and his aides are launching a full-scale war against modern liberalism, and I'm very worried that they will be successful. No problem with what he said there. I mean, it's his opinion, and as I said, Trump is going right at modern liberalism. True. Here we go. Though what exactly defines liberalism is contested. Here we go. The term generally refers to the protection of individual rights, such as free speech and property ownership, but self-identified liberal politicians and liberal voters in the United States and around the world, particularly in Europe, have embraced a much broader set of values and practices that I'm referring to as modern liberalism. You know what? So far, what he's doing is okay, because he's showing that there is a classical, well, we're going to go into this, classic liberalism is a philosophy, right, that has three main things: free markets, the laissez-faire, free market system, individual liberty, and civil liberties. Okay, so individual rights such as free speech and property ownership, life, liberty, property, life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. So that's true. He's right. But self-identified liberal politicians and liberal voters, see now, you notice he's not saying modern liberals. He's just using the word liberal, and he's not using classical. So you have classic liberalism, okay, which is basically life, liberty, leave me alone. Don't touch me. Don't touch my stuff. Free speech. Leave the markets alone. Liberal voters in the United States and around the world, particularly in Europe, have embraced a much broader set of values and practices that I'm referring to as modern liberalism. That's true. Modern liberalism is a political movement that has embraced a much broader set of values and practices. Hey, this guy's okay. Let's see what he says, though. Now he's going to define what has been modern liberalism is. Those include robust higher education systems where students and professors have a significant amount of freedom in what they teach and research, attempts to ensure equality across lines of race, gender, and sexual orientation, respect for independent authorities that act as a check on elected leaders, such as the news media, enthusiasm for ethnic, racial, and religious diversity, as well as immigration, free trade agreements, and other forms of multilateralism and multiculturalism. You know what? If this is really what modern liberalism is, then I think most people who voted for Trump are modern liberals. But they're not, because that's not what modern liberalism is. Let me ask you a question. What we just lived through for the last 4 years under Biden, did we see a higher education system where students and professors have a significant amount of freedom in what they teach and research? Really? There's a lot of freedom on the campuses, our major campuses, universities across the United States. You mean professors weren't being fired or canceled or punished in some form, one form or another, for actually stating opposing sides for the sake of just philosophical exercise, taking on the opposing side, whether they believed it or not? We had students that were so open-minded to other people being on campus that believed differently than them. Is that what we experienced at the higher education level? Nothing. Higher education systems where students and professors have a significant amount of freedom in what they teach and research. Nope, that's not the case. Second, attempts to ensure equality across lines of race, gender, and sexual orientation. Yeah, I'm for equality. Right? I mean, let's see. Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among them are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Yeah, that it's self-evident that all men are created equal, and that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Sure. So equality across lines of race, gender, and sexual orientation. Is that what we had under Biden? Is that what we would have under Kamala Harris? Equality? No, equity. They don't want equal opportunity. They want equal results. Quotas, affirmative action, DEI, non-merit based application of promotions. That's what they want. That's not equality. All of a sudden, they're back to the word equality, not equity.